Pleased as always to be joined by Ben Wagner for another edition of Blue Jays Takeaways. Ben, let's start with Bo Bichette. Struggled at various points over the course of the season, but he is finding his groove at just the right time. What have you noticed about his approach at the plate lately?
Well, I think you have to go back a couple of weeks when you look at the approach of Bo Bichette. First and foremost, there was never any panic. As you watch the batting average kind of fluctuate through the course of the year, the approach at the plate, letting the ball get deep, he wanted to do that. Peppering balls, especially the velocity, off the screen to the right, he was fine with that. He was understanding the results would eventually come because he's a really, really good hitter. The signs that we saw in Pittsburgh specifically, him getting out in front of off-speed offerings from the Pittsburgh Pirates pitching staff, yanking the ball. The big home run, of course, stands out. The big clearing 3-run double that he had on Saturday night. Huge momentum shifts for the Toronto Blue Jays. Those are really good signs of things that are coming in the month of September for Bo Bichette. The next step for Bo is a big one. Turning around velocity. That's when one of the Blue Jay coaches told me, look out. When you see 93, 94, 95 mile an hour fastballs start to get turned around and yanked up the left field line, not only staying on top of the off-speed offerings, but the change in velocity and how Bo Bichette attacks it, that's the big turning point for Bo. And the good news is he is finally finding his footing at the right time for the Blue Jays when they need him the biggest.
Well, same can be said about the bullpen. 7 relievers used full bullpen day on Saturday. Surrendered just 1 run on 7 hits. Jordan Romano, incredible on Sunday as well. Is this bullpen ready to flourish in the postseason and beyond, potentially, to the World Series?
It is a remarkably encouraging and confident bullpen for the Toronto Blue Jays. A lot of criticism given to the Blue Jays front office about the acquisitions and maybe not addressing some specific needs with the big velo, the big swing and miss, but you cannot fault the results. Lining up the way that the Blue Jays bullpen has worked the last couple of weeks, they have been falling into roles, high leverage situations. The Blue Jays know exactly where they want Adam Cimber on a given night, how they want to work in Anthony Bass. Where Trevor Richards has been over the last 6 weeks has been a remarkable turnaround, and that might be, along with Jimmy Garcia, the 2 biggest increases for the Blue Jays in their bullpen. Yes, Zach Pop, Anthony Bass getting added to bulk up this bullpen have been incredible, but the fact that Trevor Richards has completely flipped the script over the last 2 months of the regular season and the electric arm that Jimmy Garcia has, then he tee up Anthony Bass and Jordan Romano. It is a lights-out situation right now for the Blue Jays in the back end of their bullpen, and it's coming at the exact moment that the Blue Jays are going to need them with big series and individually big ball games through the month of September.
All right, Ben, so that's where we go from here to Baltimore now. 4 games in 3 days in the O's. They've been the hottest team in the division. What are your expectations at Camden Yards in this series?
Go in there and continue to get good, solid starting pitching. And there's no coincidence that the Blue Jays went into the series out of the off day with Pittsburgh with a bullpen day on Saturday. That lines up Kevin Gausman and Jose Barrios to get the twin bill and tee up 4 games in 3 days. It's a very important series. You can rely on Alek Manoah. That's another reason that he gets the finale. Can you get serviceable starting quality innings from Mitch White in there as well? So the pitching rotation tees it up. I know the Baltimore Orioles recently are saying chaos is coming. That's their new mantra on the clubhouse door outside the Baltimore Orioles clubhouse, but the chaos is the Toronto Blue Jays. They are hitting their stride in September. They are an extremely confident bunch in the month of September. That was indicative of how they played last year, and certainly that's the way that September is starting for the Blue Jays right now. I don't think that the series against the Orioles is a make or break going into Baltimore, the way that it tees up, even though there's a lot of ball to be played in a short sample size. Can you hold your own in Texas? But that big series against the Tampa Bay Rays when the Blue Jays come back home, that's the biggie for me. They're all going to be important, and John Schneider even said after the win in Pittsburgh on Sunday, it's about a 9 in the importance scale right now out of 10. So the Blue Jays know exactly what's at stake, and that was echoed with Ross Stripling and Cavan Biggio's post-game comments as well. But I wouldn't push all the chips into the middle of the table when we go to Baltimore on Monday.
Best time of the year, Ben. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great. It's going to be fun. We'll talk in Texas.